Hey there pranksters, welcome back to another fun X-Raker video, and as the title states, I will be showing you guys how I turned a pretty lame and somewhat boring loft into my dream $10,000 home movie room. And not just that, I will also be announcing 3 awesome giveaways that you guys might want to stick around for, because one of those includes a dream gaming setup. But before we get to all that fun, let me tell you guys a little bit about a very popular turn-based RPG that is conquering the mobile gaming platform. That's right, I'm talking about Raid Shadow Legends. I love simple to understand games, and with Raid, basically all you have to do is get your champions and build them up, and then choose whether you want to battle alone or with a clan against others, complete challenges, and battle bosses. Harvest Jack is one of my favorite champions. Not only is he one crazy looking dude, but if built fast and right, your opponents will have a hard time competing against him, especially with his buff stealing abilities, among other talents he possesses. In the battlefield, he represents Halloween with honor. My other favorite holiday is Christmas, and for that, Sir Nicholas is my champion of choice. I like being reminded of Christmas year round. Not only does Sir Nicholas do that, but his battle abilities do not disappoint either. He can actually do a triple by freezing an enemy team, shielding my own team, and inflict some damage all at once. He is one champion that I can't go without. My biggest challenge thus far has been the giant Doom Tower of 120 floors. It just has so many secret challenge rooms, and it's all part of Raid's most recent and biggest update ever, which also includes 12 new seriously bad bosses to take on. So yeah, download Raid on your mobile or PC with the link in my description and get your free champion executioner, 1 clan boss key, 1 energy refill, 1 day XP boost, 5 mystery shards, 50 gems, and 50,000 silver as soon as you get in the game. So again, do not sleep on this, download Raid now. So if you guys recall, back in the summer of 2020, I built my dream gaming setup when I was in quarantine after catching COVID-19. That room was epic and I was very satisfied with it. I had finally achieved my goal of having a gaming setup that I could be proud of. The $15,000 that I spent for it were well worth it. After all, it was my dream gaming station. Well, guess what guys, fast forward 6 months later and I have made another one of my dreams come true. You see guys, with COVID-19 making it hard for me to attend movie theaters during this pandemic, I decided to finally go ahead and build my dream home theater, and it's gonna be an epic one just like my gaming setup. But before I show you guys how I put it all together, I want to give a huge shout out to Sarah and Tina. They were the winners of an Xbox Series X giveaway, and here they are opening up their new console which they received not too long ago. Well, if you want to be like them, listen up, as here are the like goals for this video. If this video gets 25,000 likes, I will choose a winner from the comments and that person will get a brand new Xbox Series S. If this video gets 50,000 likes, the winner will get an Xbox Series X. And if this video gets 200,000 likes, I will hook up one of my fans with a dream console gaming setup which will include an Xbox Series X, a PlayStation 5, a gaming desk, a gaming chair, monitor, a headset, a microphone, a GoPro, and RGB accessories. And guess what? If I happen to be in a really good mood, I'll throw in a mini fridge filled with drinks and snacks. So if you wish to participate in these giveaways, all you have to do is like this video and leave a cool comment below telling me what your dream for 2021 is. One last thing guys, please consider becoming members of this channel. Just click on the join button next to the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for the amazing support. Now let's get to building my dream home theater. Check it out. Alright guys, you may or may not have seen my loft before. Here is where I would usually hang out to watch movies. Typically it looks organized, but sometimes it's a huge mess. Well anyway, we are not gonna start off too bad, so basically here's what it looks like. As you can see, it's very simple and basic. I have an old couch and a recliner which I bought on Craigslist a few years ago. There's also a 55-inch TV on a stand and an Xbox One plugged into it. Some wall decor such as a flag and some homey posters. Now I may or may not look like one of these guys in real life, but anyway, at the end of the day there was nothing eye-catching about this room. And although I did have fun in here, it was time to change it up dramatically. Of course, I had to start off by emptying out the room, so pretty much everything had to go. And once there was nothing in sight, we are left with this 14 by 10 foot room, which by the way does not have a door, but it does have 2 windows. And yeah, as you can see, the walls are not the cleanest, and don't let me get started on the carpet, it was pretty filthy. But that always has a solution, and I will fix that later on. But for now, it was time to take care of the walls. When it comes to having a movie room, you always want to make it look its darkest. So just like my gaming setup, I was gonna paint the walls black. But before I could do that, I had to tape up everything and put plastic in the right places, which of course would make cleaning up faster. In a matter of 4 hours, I was able to apply 2 coats of black paint on the walls. And yes guys, watching paint dry is quite boring, but I did not let that distract me from playing a little Call of Duty in between coats. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the greatest of painters, but I was happy with how everything came out. Sure, there was some imperfections when it comes to peeling off the tape, but overall it was just little details that I could live with. As you might have noticed, I left the ceiling white. My color scheme for this project will be black, white, and gray. With the walls dry and plastic and tape removed, I could now bust out my steam cleaner and start shampooing the carpet. I know that it would not look good as new, but it would definitely be cleaner and most stains would come off. Again guys, as I mentioned, the idea was to make the room look as dark as possible, so I had to cut off natural light from coming into the room, and sure, I could have blocked the windows with curtains, but that's not really my style. So what I have right here are some gray acoustic panels, and not only will they block off light from coming into the room, but it will also improve sound within the movie room. It also helps that they're gray, so they go perfect with my color scheme. For this project, I needed 6 of them. 4 feet by 2 feet panels. Each one costs about $50, so I spent a total of $300 for all of them. These are very easy to hang up with the help of some sawtooth hangers. The hard part was actually deciding on the pattern. After some thought, I went with a horizontal pattern, but there will be a slight difference in the middle panels. I would hang these up using door hinges. I did this so that I would be able to swing them open to still have access to the windows just in case I needed to look out and see what was happening outside. As you guys can tell, the pattern on my panels is uneven, and I did this on purpose to draw attention to them. The same process was done on the other window, so at this point I had completely cut off light coming in from outside. Since my homies' posters were officially retired, I needed new wall decor to replace them, so I looked to Reborn Design for all my wall decoration needs, and of course they hooked it up with some amazing canvases. Let's unbox the first one, and this one's dimensions are 36 inches by 48 inches. To be honest with you guys, I was quite scared when opening up the box because I thought that the canvas might come out damaged, but Reborn Design went all out with its packaging. There was plenty of bubble wrap covering up the canvas, and the box itself was thick enough to take a beating during the transport phase. Now this canvas right here has an astronaut in flames, and you guys know how much I love having spacemen and astronauts in my backgrounds. If you've seen my past wall tapestries, you'll find them all over the place. Anyway, this one comes with some epic words of inspiration. Don't let your dreams fade away. And you can clearly see the astronaut in flames, very appropriate, and overall the colors are amazing and pop instantly as soon as this canvas is spotted. Reborn Design gives you 2 color options to choose from, and the frame for this particular canvas is the gallery wrap option, which means that the canvas wraps all the way back and you can see that on the edges. For $300, I made this work of art mine. The other canvas that I got from Reborn Design is more mainstream, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So let's open up the flaps and get to the inside. Upon unboxing it, I noticed that more precaution was taken with its packaging. The corners on this one was padded with cardboard, and of course it also came covered in bubble wrap. The difference with this one is that the frame is black metal, which not only protects the canvas but also makes it look much nicer and elegant. So this is what I mean by mainstream, guys. The Joker from The Dark Knight is the main attraction here, and this one really speaks to me because I myself am a big fan of money, and so everything that reads on the canvas is true for me. If you are good at something, never do it for free. I'm just kidding guys, but I do love the saying on this one, and I was also blown away by the font used in this. It was just perfect. The colors are excellent, and having Benjamins floating around is the icing on the cake. So if you're a fan of this version of the Joker, I highly recommend you get yourself this canvas. They do come in different sizes guys, but I always go big. This one hangs horizontally and it's 48 inches by 36 inches. Paying $380 for such great quality was well worth it. Hanging these up on the wall was not an easy task for myself as I had to do it alone, but when you have the right help, it's a breeze. So after carefully getting the right measurements, I was able to get these to hang up on my new home movie theater. These look perfect on there, and again guys, I gotta give a big shout out to Reborn Design for making such epic canvases. Look for their link in the description to check out more amazing wall art. reborndesign.com. Now it was time to move on to the furniture, so I hopped on shophango.com and purchased my couch, which I will get into in a bit, and I also bought this gray TV stand which I fell in love with for its flexibility. For $270 I was able to get this box full of wood and screws to put together the stand. I'll admit that although it was rather easy to build, it was really time consuming, but overall not too bad as the assembly instructions really helped every step of the way. The peculiar part about this TV stand is that it's built so you have two separate pieces, and that allows you to shape it in any way that you want, and it'll look cool to you depending on what pattern you go with. When given such options, I usually struggle because I like to try out all the shapes and forms. And guys, I gotta say that this Riley sofa and ottoman was everything that I wanted in a couch. Like I said, I ordered this from shophango.com, and although the price was quite high at $1,200, you get what you pay for. So let's get to unboxing it so you guys can see. It came in 3 different boxes, and initially when I saw these, I thought it would be a lengthy process to put together, but I was wrong. So when pulling out each piece, I noticed that it was wrapped in a protective white cloth, and I thought it was really great that it came with it because I can use it later as protection for the surface. All of these came without the legs attached on, and for a moment I thought that the legs didn't come with the shipment at all until I looked at the bottom and there was a zipper that I opened. It was quite clever not to only have the legs in there but also the pillows and armrests. Assembling it all together didn't take much time, and I wouldn't have done it as fast without my drill. Overall, the couch is a different shade of gray from the panels and the TV stand, but nonetheless it's still gray, which is what I wanted. It's crazy because the couch ended up looking way better than I expected it to look, and as you can see, I placed the couch on the opposite side of where the original couch used to be. That to me was a drastic change, but not one that will make a big difference as far as comfort goes. With the ottoman in place, my sofa was now complete, so now I'd like to take the time to give shophango.com a big shout out. If you guys are looking for home or office furniture, shophango.com is the place to shop for quality products at a great price and excellent shipping times. You can find some cool discounts in the description below. Recently, I teamed up with Elect Wish on a gaming chair giveaway, and I still brag about how comfortable that chair was, so when it came time to getting a new gaming chair for this home theater, I resorted to Elect Wish once more. The thing about this particular gaming chair that I received from Elect Wish is that it's not your traditional gaming racing chair. Allow me to unbox it for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. Elect Wish was kind enough to supply me with some white gloves, which I instantly put on just for fun. Clearly this chair would not be hard to put together. After all, prior to this I had built 9 gaming chairs, so I knew what needed to be done. Just like I always do, I take out all the components and make sure that all the parts are present. Once I know everything is in there, I just follow the instructions in the assembly manual. So basically guys, this is a reclining massage gaming chair. Yeah, I know, it sounds amazing, right? Well, for $200 it was well worth it. As you are seeing, putting it together was pretty simple and straightforward. On the lumbar support pillow, I found a couple vibrating blocks, which are the ones that are responsible for the massage. These come in 3 speed settings, which is very convenient. Once the chair was fully assembled, I was quite happy with it. My only complaint was the blue trim. Now don't get me wrong guys, I love blue, but in this case it does not go with my color scheme for this room. But hey, you know what? I can live with that. The whole chair is wrapped in pure leather and has the perfect amount of padding to make any gamer comfortable during long hours of gameplay. Like I said, this is a reclining chair, so you can adjust it any way you want, and don't forget about the massage function. It really is a great addition to this epic gaming chair. Since I started putting together this home theater during the winter time, I wanted something additional to make it look more cozier, and nothing would be better at that than this electric fireplace. This one that I'm unboxing came from electwish.com, which is a great online retailer. For $200 you can get one of these, which is 36 inches in length, or for $250 you can upgrade to a 50-inch fireplace. Either way, it's well worth it, and guys, upon unboxing it, I noticed that this thing was quite heavy but built solid. These typically come in a black frame, but a white option is also available. What catches my eye the most is underneath the glass. The contents inside are very realistic, but in order to get this fireplace going, I had to pry the glass open to remove the protective foam from inside. By loosening up a few screws, I was able to do that. With the glass being detached, I could now add some additional crystals that came inside the box. These just add to the flame effect on top of the artificial log. At this point, I could screw on the glass cover to hold everything inside. Prior to doing this though, I flipped the fireplace upside down in order to remove a long bracket that will be used to hold up the fireplace on any wall. So now that the crystals were inside the fireplace, I had to locate a good spot in the room where this would be hung. I noticed that on the left side of where the screen would go, I had just enough room to hang up this fireplace. When it came to placing this heavy box on the wall, it was very important that I drilled the brackets directly onto a stud, as these would provide the right amount of support that the fireplace needed. I won't lie pranksters, I got my math wrong a few times when trying to figure out the measurements for placement, but in the end I nailed it. If you do happen to get one of these awesome fireplaces, I recommend that you get help when hanging these up, as they can be quite heavy and you won't always get it right the first time you try to place it onto the bracket. Once I had it hung, it was time to plug it in and fire it up literally. Well, not literally, but it will look like it is on fire. This system comes equipped with touchscreen to control the device, but also the remote control provided allows you to not only turn on the fireplace, but when it's on you can adjust the color of the fire, and you have 12 different colors to choose from. Not only that, but you also get 5 flame speeds. Now guys, this fireplace is not just for show. It actually is capable of heating up and providing warmth to the room, which is one of the reasons why I decided to get it in the first place. It does have a protection system that will shut it down if it happens to get too hot, so I really like the precautions that Elecwish took with the heating function of this fireplace. Overall guys, I give this system a 5 out of 5 stars just because I was blown away by all its functions, and the price was too good to be true, and guess what? It was true. A great system for a great price, so no complaints on my end. It was now time to get to the good stuff, the screen where I would be viewing my favorite shows, movies, and sports. Allow me to introduce to you guys the Vividstorm 100-inch S Pro floor screen. Yes, it's tightly packaged inside this big brown long box. This box is approximately 8 feet in length. By far, this was the most intimidating package that I had ever received, because quite honestly I had no idea how to integrate it into this video, but I was so eager to unbox it and get to testing it out. Of course, just like any pricey item, I am always careful with cutting off the straps and tape to get to the actual product. Vividstorm went all out with their packaging. As you might have seen, there are always layers of protection. First, there was plastic to protect it from liquids, and it did come in handy as this box was left outside my house on a rainy day. The plastic was being held on by some tough straps, and not only that, but they also hold the box together. Now underneath all that, there was some protective corners to keep the box from being crushed easily. Once the box is fully opened, you can see endless squares of styrofoam protecting the screen. When a company takes a lot of precaution to protect an item, it means a lot. In this case, the Vividstorm 100-inch S Pro floor screen is of high value. These can range around in the price of $2,000 depending on where you purchase them, and I will leave links in the description below so you can purchase your own. Alright, well let's get to work, and after I removed the pieces of styrofoam and accessories from the top of the screen housing, I could now pull it out, and yes guys, more plastic was wrapped around it for added protection against liquids. I barely had one side of the screen lifted and I could tell that it was quite hefty, and that made me more excited to get to work with this monster of a screen. My first instinct was to check out the user manual to get a better idea of how to operate this machine. In the process though, somehow I got distracted by the foam that came in the box, so I created a tower which I tried to knock down. Needless to say, it was very unprofessional of me, but hey, there's still a kid within Nextraker. Anyway, once I got the fun out of the way, it was time for the serious work. I first laid out the accessories that came inside the package, and that would include the following: remotes used to operate the screen, and yes, I said remotes as 2 of them came along with the package. All the other accessories I will go over in a separate video where I will do a more in-depth demonstration and review of this screen. It's important to mention that the screen housing comes in 2 colors, white and black, and obviously I went with the black option as I thought that it was the best choice for this setup. On the left side of the housing is where all the important manual controls are. There you have the power cord input, 2 switches, one for controlling the power and the other one enables you to raise up the screen, drop it down, or stop at any point. What you see right here is the IR receiver for the IR remote control. This must be visible at all times for the remote control to work. So now that we know how things work, let's raise it up. And as you can see, the screen isn't positioned in its permanent spot yet, but I wanted to show you guys that you don't really need a TV stand to be able to have one of these. As you can see, this 100-inch screen is big enough to be seen from anywhere in the living room. Once it reaches its height limit, you can see that on the bottom you have excess black screen. This of course allows you to adjust the height of the screen to your liking. The arms that lower and raise the screen are very sturdy and seem very well built, so I had no doubt that these would operate smoothly whether I popped up the screen or lowered it. After debating on how to position the screen, I decided to go to my local Walmart and purchase 2 large shelves for 20 bucks, and this time I went with white. I just had to add more contrast to the black. I assembled these right above the TV stand. I made sure that it wasn't too high as the projector might struggle to adjust later on. Again, I messed up the measurements the first time around, but typically don't make the same mistake twice, and I got my measurements right the second time. Both of these shelves working together would be strong enough to withhold the weight of the heavy screen. With the IR receiver in place, I raised up the screen. Vividstorm provided a special tool that would allow me to adjust the screen to a fixed height, so I no longer had to adjust the height manually every time I raised up the screen. I gotta say guys, that if you're a person that enjoys the good things in life and don't mind spending top dollar for stuff, this electric racing screen is for you, and I say that because you will get the best out of this particular screen using a UST laser projector, and that stands for ultra short throw laser projector. Overall, here are the best features about this screen. As you just saw, it's wireless, which already will wow your guests when they see the screen race up. It's really good at blocking ambient light, which of course enhances the viewing experience, especially if you plan on watching movies during the day or whenever you're in a room with a lot of natural light coming in. For me, the panoramic 170-degree view is an amazing feature, as you don't have to directly be sitting in front of the screen to be able to get the best view. Being at an angle is just as enjoyable. Now that we have the Vividstorm electric floor racing screen in place right on top of the white shelves, it is time to unbox the ultra short throw laser projector that will pretty much be the guest of honor in this movie theater. This UST projector is made by VAVA, and these typically go for about 2,800 bucks, but don't let the price tag scare you guys. It is well worth it if you can get the best out of it. That is why both the Vividstorm screen and this VAVA UST laser projector complement each other perfectly. The box itself is very mouth-watering. Not only does the projector look extremely futuristic, but right below it, it showcases the best aspects about this UST projector. The box states that it's 4K, capable of giving you a 150-inch picture, ultra short throw, which allows it to be super close to the screen. It comes with ALDP 3.0 technology, and the sound is provided by Harman Kardon. That's right guys, this projector comes with some powerful built-in speakers. Once I had the box opened, I was met with a couple of user guides, a cleaning cloth, and a small white box that contained the power cable and the gray and white remote control. And that was just the surface. When I removed the top foam padding, there it was, the big and powerful VAVA 4K ultra short throw laser projector wrapped in plastic. It really was bigger and heavier than I thought it would be, and that's fine because it was just the right size to place on top of the TV stand. So here's what it looks like when the plastic was pulled out. It's white and gray, which fits perfect with my overall color scheme. On the sides there's ventilation so this system doesn't overheat. The backs are where the inputs are, such as USB, HDMI, and Ethernet ports. Also the back is where the powered cord plugs into. By the way guys, just like the screen, I will be making a more thorough review of this projector soon. But for now, I was happy with where everything was, especially the top, because that is where the lens and the power button are located. Again guys, this projector was the ideal size for the TV stand, which is where I placed it. I plugged in the power cord and placed the batteries inside the remote so that this projector was ready to be fired up. Of course, initially there were some adjustments that needed to happen. This is all based on how far you place the projector from the screen or wall. The length of this is actually 24 inches away, but that's because of where I placed the screen. It can actually be as close as 12 inches in length. As you can see, the screen is now blue, and I had to go through the proper settings to get the picture to be the best size and quality possible. Obviously it's got 4K capability, so I went with that. While learning more about this projector, I just couldn't wait till the end, so I immediately began testing out its quality with 4K and even 8K videos. Check it out guys, this is how I decided to keep the TV stand after much debate with myself. I think I made the right choice because I will be bringing in additional electronics for this setup. For $500, I bought this Polk Magnify Max XR home theater surround sound system, which includes a soundbar, wireless subwoofer, and speakers. It's a plug-and-play type of hardware, so I would have no trouble getting it to work. This actually came in a really big and heavy box, but it was well packaged and protected with styrofoam. In fact, every single speaker in there was wrapped in protective cloth. Such care like this is always a good sign of great things to come. The soundbar would go right below the VAVA projector, and the subwoofer would be placed on the left side of the TV stand. Above the couch I placed the wireless speakers to get the full surround sound effect. Once I made the right connections, it was ready to go. For entertainment, I had two beast game consoles to integrate to this already impressive setup, the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. And yes, behind these two is another Xbox which I will be giving away very soon, that is if we reach the like goals that we set earlier in this video. Anyway, for the PS5 I will download the games digitally, but for the Xbox Series X I have Call of Duty Cold War, Crash Bandicoot, and FIFA 21. At this point you guys have already seen multiple Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 unboxings, so I'm not gonna bore you with it in this video. I will however show you where I placed them. Each one had its own little compartment on the TV stand, and I just love that the PS5 is black and white and the Xbox Series X is just black. Another very essential addition to this setup will be this awesome Rockspace dual band mesh Wi-Fi system, seeing as I have multiple gadgets that will require a strong Wi-Fi signal. Well, this Wi-Fi extender will help with that. These typically go for $170 on Amazon, and there's a reason why they're very high in price. Well, reason number one is that it's a 3-pack system, and each one of these units covers up to 2,000 square feet for a total of 6,000 square feet. Since I live in a big 2-story house, I require to have signal in every part of my house. Well, with this system I will have just that. This is ideal for high-speed internet up to 1200 megabytes per second. So for this demo I will be linking them up to my main broadband connection, which is located in another room. One I will leave in the movie room, the other two will be distributed evenly throughout my house. When it comes to internet, my dream gaming setup has priority as far as wiring goes, and now that I have this Rockspace Wi-Fi system, I won't have to run wires to the Xbox, PlayStation, or projector. I will have strong Wi-Fi available at all times. The last gadget being added to this entertainment setup will be this Elisif 15.6-inch USB Type-C portable monitor. Now I know what you guys are probably thinking, next, why in the heck would you need a 15-inch monitor when you have a large 100-inch screen to watch movies on? And although there might be a point to that, this is my personal preference. You see guys, no matter what, I always like having two monitors, as for the most part I am always multitasking, and you'll see what I mean in a bit, but first let's admire this Elisif portable monitor. Alright, so you guys get a pretty good deal with this $200 portable monitor. It's rather thin, so it takes up less space. It comes with the required cables to get this monitor working, such as micro HDMI and USB Type-C. Also included in this package is a gray carrying case, which has a nice feel to it. On one side of the monitor you have the inputs such as micro HDMI, two USB Type-C ports, and a micro USB port. On the opposite side you get the standard audio jack port, a selection wheel, and an on and off button. The back has an adjustable stand with rubber padding on the bottom that allows for very sturdy positioning of this monitor, so I can be gaming while also having a movie playing in the background, or vice versa. I could be gaming on the larger screen using the UST projector and at the same time having my phone plugged into the monitor, playing YouTube videos or listening to my favorite streamers. There's just so many options, and that is why it's worth having this Elisif 15.6-inch USB Type-C portable monitor in this movie room. This empty wall that you see right here will have my snack station. I bought this cube storage organizer for $120 a while back. The only downside to this is the color, but other than that it will work just fine for what I need it for. For $30 I was able to get 4 black collapsible fabric storage bins, which were just the right size to fit inside the cubbies of the cube organizer. Assembling these was a piece of cake. The color of the cube organizer was driving me crazy though, so for $10 I bought a black tablecloth to try to cover a lot of it. At this point I could live with how it looked. On top of that I placed my gray and black mini fridge, which I did bring out of retirement. The original price for it was $200. On the left side I placed a spinning snack organizer which I bought for $25. Here are the snacks that I chose for this station. For drinks I got Powerade, Red Bull, Mountain Dew, and Pepsi. The chips of my choice are all spicy: Ruffles Double Crunch Hot Wing flavored chips, and my all-time favorites, Hot Cheetos Extra. As you can see, the fridge still has plenty of room for the drinks. As far as the snack organizer, I could barely fit all the chips in there, and yes, there's bean dip and hot salsa available as well. I know for a fact that I will not be starving while watching movies in this room. Moving on to the lighting of this room, I got these ElecWish Smart LED strip lights. Each box comes with 16 feet of lights, so I made sure that I got plenty for this room. And it comes with the basics: a power plug, a roll of RGB lights, a remote control with a remote controller box, and other small accessories that are optional. The strip of lights comes in a white color. Although you would think that black would be better, I'm actually glad that it comes in white. About every 2 inches there's a light, so it will never appear like there's any gaps on the wall. Alright, so the connections for this are very basic. The light strip is plugged into the controller box. This controller box also has a Wi-Fi receiver, and it will also enable the very colorful remote to be used. I thought that these lights would go perfect at the very top of the walls all around the room, and it would serve as a border between the white and black paint. The strips have a very strong adhesive on the back which will allow it to stick on anywhere. So I went all around the walls and in between the 2 major walls where the couch is at. Check it out guys, the lights were ready to be lit, and I can easily do that with the remote. There's many colors and these change with the press of a button. Perhaps the most impressive feature was the light patterns such as flash, strobe, fade, and smooth. Now guys, let's say that I lost this remote and I couldn't find it. Well, I would have to download the Smart Life app, and with my phone I can easily control the lights as well. And if my phone isn't available, I can tell Alexa or Google to turn them on or off. I ended up using 4 boxes of these lights, so I spent about $80 altogether. I love that I can keep them bright before the movie starts and then just dim them as the movie begins. Now if those LED strips weren't enough, and believe me they are, but the idea here is to make this room as epic looking as possible, so I also got this Enka Life Starry projector light for $60. And guys, I gotta say that I was beyond impressed by what this little device could do. I really do feel like this light projector was created for my movie room. Let me show you guys what it can do, and first we gotta acknowledge the fact that it looks like a flying saucer, which I myself found very interesting. Its user instructions come in many languages, and yes, English is included. The remote was far more impressive than the light strip's remote. The projector has Bluetooth capabilities, which means that you can link up your phone to it and play music through its speakers. It can set the mood for any and all kinds of occasions. Just check out the demo. Remember guys that I left the ceiling white, and with the lights being turned off and the Starry projector on, it won't even matter. I like the fact that I can choose to either have the light strips on or have this projector on. Either way, this room will be lit just right. It really does make it seem like I'm under the stars while being in this movie room. There's just so many functions to this, which includes changing colors, the transitioning of the effects, and of course adjustable brightness. At this point, this movie room was pretty much done. I just needed to add a little bit more decor. I wanted to contrast more of the black from the walls, so I got on Amazon and I bought a pack of white acoustic foam panels. And these aren't your typical panels. These are thinner and much stronger than the other ones that I've used in the past. Also, they are well shaped, and they actually measure what they say they do in the description, which is 12 inches by 12 inches. Using some Scotch wall mounts, I stuck these up on the wall above the fireplace. The pattern that I came up with was perfect, and although I did pay $60 for the pack of 24 panels, altogether I ended up using 12, which is half the amount. Either way, these are a great investment, not only for sound purposes but also as wall decor. When I was trying out the new couch, I felt like it needed more padding, and I didn't hesitate to get these white pillows. Not only are these the contrast that I was looking for, but they also have my favorite sports team, Real Madrid, branded on them. These were just perfect, and it was exactly what I wanted. The last touch to this movie room was the addition of curtains. Remember that this is a loft with no doors whatsoever, and with all the windows being blocked off, the only other area where light can come in through is the entry into the loft. So again, on Amazon I found these curved curtain tracks for $20. Basically, with the help of my drill and cutting tool, I was able to get this on the ceiling. The curtains I chose for this were just the perfect length. For $40 on Amazon, I got these blackout curtains. Again, the main purpose for these are to keep light out, and of course it also serves as fancy decor. And that, my friends, completes this setup. From start to finish, you were able to witness me modify this room and turn a basic living room type loft into my dream home theater movie room. After all was said and done, the overall value of everything showcased in this video was well over $10,000. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me make one of my dreams come true, and if this happens to inspire you, then I'll be one happy YouTuber, because the purpose of my setups is not to show off or flex on what I have, but rather motivate and inspire others to reach for their dreams and goals as well. Now guys, before I wrap up this video, I want to remind you guys about the giveaways that I mentioned earlier in this video. They can also be found in the description. Let's really push to get those like goals so I can give out more game consoles to some of my fans. Remember that to enter my giveaways, all you have to do is like this video and leave a cool comment below. That is it guys. Have an incredible 2021, and I will see you pranksters in my next video.